kick you into a search for something new. And that's how I discovered Bitcoin. And that's how most people are discovering Bitcoin. They've been forced out of their comfort zone. They need a safe haven asset, which is not pegged to fiat cash flows. It's not a function of the cash flow forecast or the bond coupon or the real estate rents. So what would that be? Gold? Well, gold was the best idea in the 19th century. And we can have a debate over how it worked in the 20th century. But in the 21st century, if God came down and he created perfect gold, he would create 21 million gold coins, put it on a network that you could move at the speed of light if you wanted to, and make it impossible for anybody to ever create any more gold. He'd make it impossible for a bank to steal your gold. He'd make it impossible for anybody to lie to you about how much gold they had in the vault. He'd make it perfectly transparent and he'd give it to you. That's what Bitcoin is. It's digital gold designed with all of the attributes we love about gold, none of the liabilities.
You've been critical on 2020 gold's performance. You said this should be the breakout year, and you said that's what convinced you that it was Bitcoin, that it did 300 some percent, gold did 15%. Is gold dead? Are you saying it's now going forward, it's no longer an asset?
Yeah, gold's dead money. Sell your gold, buy Bitcoin, because other people are going to sell their gold. And if you wait until you've been front run by all the hedge funds, when they dump their gold, you're going to be the last person out. I think gold's getting demonetized. That is, I mean, like being demagnetized. It's like there's $10 trillion worth of monetary energy in gold right now. Eventually, it'll only be the central banks that'll want to hold it. I mean, every private rational actor is going to move out of it and move into Bitcoin. What is it good for? Well, I mean, people held gold for political unrest. Lord knows you got enough of that this year. They hold gold as a hedge against money printing. We got a lot of that this year. Why hasn't gold tripled? Gold had a slight bounce up, but look at every asset class for the last 6 months. Look at gold, look at NASDAQ, look at S&P, look at bonds. They're all chopping. They're not going anywhere. What's working? Bitcoin's working. It's tripled or quadrupled, but let's say tripled, easy. Square is working because Square plugged into Bitcoin's network. Square lets you buy Bitcoin on a mobile app. PayPal's working because PayPal's plugged into Bitcoin. It runs on a mobile app. Grayscale is working because they plugged their mutual fund or their investment fund into Bitcoin. Things that are plugging into this digital monetary network are working. Things that are running on top of traditional fiat, euros and dollars, they're chopping. And then of course, if you're unlucky enough to have companies or investments in Venezuela, Argentina, Lebanon, Turkey, South Africa, fill in the blank, they're not working at all because the currencies are collapsing. And no company can be successful, no matter how competitive it is, if it's generating revenues in a currency which is collapsing or weakening. And so that means none of those stocks are going to be a store of value if their currencies don't hold value. You're swimming against a 15% annual monetary inflation current, which is in your face. It's a wind blowing in your face right now.
So let me be the devil's advocate, because I asked some folks in the audience, what should I ask Michael Saylor? They said, well, what's your argument? You see Russia, you see China, you see all these sovereigns, they're stockpiling gold. Are they going to turn to stockpiling Bitcoin? What happens if they create their own? I mean, what is your response to that point?
Governments will be the last ones to make this decision, but every rational actor will move before the government. You're going to see an avalanche of smart money in the investment community, and you're going to see an avalanche of smart CEOs, and you're going to see high net worth individuals. Oh, it's like you can have your gold. This year you got 18% return on your gold, but if you bought Bitcoin, you got 290% return on your Bitcoin. Okay, that's been going on. It didn't happen this year. It's been going on every year for a decade. Bitcoin's running 200% on average annually every year for a decade. So I guess my answer would be, how many years you have in your life? Because if I show you something that's doing 200% a year and the average thing is doing 10% a year and the best thing did 20% a year, and you wait 5 years, you gave up 5 out of 30. You wait 10 years, you gave up 1/3 of your life. You're going to wait 15 years and give up half your working life? Do I got to do it for 30 years before someone actually says maybe it works? Gold is antiquated store of value. It peaked in the 19th century. It's not working. You can see it's not working. And the reason it doesn't work is because you can corrupt it, you can confiscate it, you can hypothecate it and lie about it. And try moving $100 million of gold or $10 million of gold through an airport when you decide you need to change jurisdictions, or, when a country decides to tax it. How are you going to move it? It'd take you a year and have hundreds of thousands of dollars. So gold is this 5,000-year-old idea of a bearer instrument of value or apex money. If everybody in the world with money agreed they were going to use gold, the gold standard, it might sort of work, but it's too slow for the 21st century, probably too slow for the 20th century. So people moved away from it, and we've replaced it with something better, moves at the speed of light that you can program, smart money, pure monetary energy. The digital version is going to be 100 times better. It's not a speculative asset. It's a digital monetary network, which is 1,000,000 times better than the physical monetary networks and the paper monetary networks it's replacing. So if you ignore it, you're kind of like ignoring running water and electricity and railroads and airplanes. It's technology. It's the future.